All right, we are back with another pick'em video. It is Tuesday, October 28th in the NBA. We have a 5-game slate, so definitely liking the plays I'm talking about in this one. And we're coming off a losing day. So if you like the transparency, I always show my losses. I always show my wins. We've been pretty hot throughout the first week. We had our first bad day, I'd say, in the NBA, but good bounce back spot. I really like these bounce back spots, especially in a 5-game slate. You can deep dive into the games. You don't have 12 games to look at, and you also don't have one game or 2 games to choose from. So 5-game sweet spot. Let's get back on track today. But first, we got to get into the recap. And of course, if you get this to 150 likes, I will do a pin comment play like I did yesterday. We didn't get there till very close to some of the games. I think it was 7:30 actually, so I had to do an 8 o'clock game, and we hit that pin comment play. So definitely hit the like button. I've been dialed in on these later pin comment plays, and we're 3 for 3 for pin comment plays. So definitely hit the like button. If it gets to 300 likes, I'll add another pin comment play. We haven't got there yet. We've been very close. So let's hop into the recap, and then we'll get back on track. So hopping into the recap, it always sucks going over a losing day, but reality is they're going to happen here. So what happened? We went 2 for 4, I guess 2 for 6, 2 and 4. Our 2 wins, Peyton Pritchard over his PRA, that was a -105, so we got some pretty good value there. He ended with 29 PRA, and then the pin comment play was the Cam Thomas under points. I know a lot of people were on his over, but I really like the under opportunity here in a tough matchup, and he stayed well under this. Let's talk about the losses. Cam Johnson, if you looked at his stats sheet, he had 5 points. He had 5 points pretty early on in this game, but he dealt with foul trouble. I think he only played 17 or 19 minutes in this one, but whenever you're dealing with foul trouble, you're a little less aggressive. And I don't know if he, honestly, if he wasn't in foul trouble, he doesn't look very good so far this season. So maybe that was a bad spot. I think he's way better than this line. If we get this line even lower, this is definitely something I want to look at again. But again, foul trouble is gonna ruin some slips. Victor Wembanyama, I think he made it a mission to shoot at least amount of times in a blowout win, and he did that yesterday. Didn't even attempt a 3, and he had 2 shots. He was 2 for 2 field goals attempted and made at halftime. And then he ended with 8 shots. He shot 7 of 8 and had 25 points. So this guy is on another level. He didn't need to shoot a 3. He didn't have to shoot a 3, and he didn't shoot a 3. And he stayed under there, obviously, without shooting one. He didn't make one. Orlando spread. Maybe I'm underestimating the 76ers and their young guards. VJ Edgecombe continues to ball out. Tyrese Maxey continues to ball out. He's averaging 37 points through 3 games. In the Magic, I probably should have just gone to Paolo Banchero because I looked at his stats and I was like, he's got a pretty good matchup. Franz has got a pretty good matchup. Desmond Bane's got a pretty good matchup. I think I'm just going to go the Orlando Magic spread here. This did move to -6.5, so it was a good read overall, but the Magic couldn't get it done, and I'm pretty sure all 3 of those guys went over their points line. So maybe something to think for in the future, but spread pick and money line pick, we've done 2 of them. We've lost both of them, so I need to get a better read on those. And then Grayson Allen, this one sucked. 4.5 assists. I thought I was going to chalk this up as a win. Somehow they end up forcing overtime, and he gets another assist in overtime. He also got 2 assists deep in that game. So, Grayson Allen looked like a win, and then overtime, I don't even know how they forced it, and he ended up hooking us with 5 assists. So, overall, not the best night in the world. We got screwed in a couple of them, but we're going to get back on track today. -2.25 units yesterday, but overall, still up 2.17 units in just a week through the NBA. Not too shabby. So moving over to Props Madness like we always do, this is the research tool I use to find a lot of my different plays, and you can get 25% off your first month if you use my link in the description down below. They have a ton of different filters as we get more and more data points. It's just going to be awesome to see how similar players are going up against certain teams, how defenses are ranking up against how players score. It's really, really fun to use, one of the cheapest in the industry. Definitely recommend checking it out. Again, 25% off your first month using my link in the description down below. Let's talk about Quentin Grimes here. 3.5 rebounds line, -125. This is giving me Aaron Nesmith vibes, the one that we actually laddered up a few days ago, and we hit a lot of those ladders. I think there's a lot of upside here on this line, so 3.5 seems too low to me already, but I think I'm looking at 4.5 as well, maybe even 5.5. You'll get plus money on both of those lines. So let's take a look at the normal line though. 3.5, he's had 5 rebounds, 3 rebounds, and 5 rebounds. The game he missed, he had 9 rebound chances, and that was also a game that Joel Embiid played. Embiid didn't play yesterday against the Magic, and he's probably going to play today, and I don't mind that because the dude looks really slow. He's not chasing rebounds. He can gobble up some quick ones. He's a big dude out there, but I think a lot of the rebounds are coming from committee here. We saw Kelly Oubre get 10 rebounds yesterday. Quentin Grimes chipped in with 6, Maxey, whatever. All these guys are grabbing rebounds at different rates. But the good thing about Embiid playing is the fact that Andre Drummond is probably not going to get as many minutes. Embiid will probably get capped around 20 minutes like he has been, but whenever he's on the floor, I think that's going to be a better thing for other guys to get rebounds because, again, Drummond's a really good rebounder. If he's off the floor, that just means more opportunities for other dudes here. So Embiid playing is actually, I think, a good thing for this line. But let's go back to Quentin Grimes. Again, he's been pretty good on this line already. Now he gets the Wizards, who are number 2 in pace this year. They get up a lot of shots. They're giving up a whole bunch of rebounds. That was a similar thing to last year. They're not a very talented team right now, which hopefully means a lot more misses. And I think they're going to control the pace with the 76ers being on a back-to-back. Maybe the Wizards get up a lot of shots and try to run these guys. That's going to equal more opportunities for some rebounds. But dating back to last year, Quentin Grimes came in to the 76ers and became like a superstar pretty much with no one playing. Now you got Maxey back. VJ Edgecombe looks very, very good. But he's got some high potential for some rebounds. He's had huge rebound games, 9, 7s, a lot, even a 13, 11 rebound game. So he's got some double-digit ones under his belt. But I also like to see that, with Philadelphia on games he's seeing a back-to-back, they don't mind running this guy again last year. But he was able to get a whole bunch of rebounds on these back-to-back opportunities against pretty good rebounding defenses. Maybe against the Hawks, you wouldn't say that. But the Wizards probably the easiest matchup he's going to see. Yes, this is dating back to last year. I don't have much data to look at, but it's good to see that on the back-to-back sets with Philly, he was getting a whole bunch of time. They don't mind running this dude. He's on a 1-year deal. He wants to play aggressively. He wants to get another contract. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Hustle guy for Quentin Grimes, maybe going out and grabbing some boards. I love the matchup here. I think the 3.5 line is very weak. I do actually like Embiid playing. It means less minutes for Andre Drummond. And this is a really good spot. Con Knippel got 6 rebounds. Klay Thompson even chipped in with 4 rebounds, so that's a good thing to see. So, yeah, 2 guys that are more like his positions. I wouldn't say Kevin Porter Jr. is really his position. I see him more as a guard. But Quentin Grimes more of a point forward here. Con Knippel and Klay more in that realm. And they were able to get some boards here. So all the data points I'm looking at, really like this 3.5 line. I definitely want to look at it at 4.5. It's minus 125 at 3.5, plus 125 at 4.5. And if you want to ladder it up more, I wouldn't mind that either, because I think he has a lot of opportunities to grab a lot of rebounds over this line. So I'm liking Quentin Grimes, definitely a ladder opportunity. Wait till the end of the video when I go through my units and what we actually did in this video to get the exact unit sizes. But I'm thinking like probably 0.75 units on the 3.5 line, and then 0.25 units on a 4.5 line, and maybe like a 0.1 unit on a 5.5 line or something like that. But again, stay tuned to the end to actually get the official unit sizes on the ladder. But Quentin Grimes, I think, is going to get some boards today. Give me Aaron Nesmith vibes, and we killed that pick, so I'm liking the spot. Moving to our next play here, we got James Harden at 34.5 PRA going up against the Golden State Warriors. He's been over this line in 2 or 3 games. One was a blowout loss. He only saw 29 minutes, didn't get there. But then one was a blowout win, saw 28 minutes and did get there. And then we saw a more normal game here in a 38 minutes, 7-point win over a Trailblazers team. But now he's a really good matchup to score some points. He's got a really good matchup to get some assists. I don't mind his rebound potential either. And we can see, just from the defensive ranks and things like that, defensive rank to the way he scores isolation, that's ranked 29th so far this season. Obviously, these are 2 old teams going at it. And maybe that gives James Harden some flashback vibes going up against Steph Curry, going up against Prime Al Horford, Draymond Green, all those different types of things. And the Clippers have a lot of weapons. They just have some old guys out there. So Harden been diming up the ball pretty well too. So I like his opportunity to score the ball. He's been doing so far this season. I definitely like his opportunity to get some assists. He's been doing that very well too. And again, the rebounds are just going to be icing on the cake because I think he can do that as well. We can see 4 guys have gone up against him that have similar types of PRAs and player types. John Morant just ended up on a hook, 35 PRA on a 35.5 line. But we had Drew Holiday turn back the clock here. Jamal Murray had 38 PRA, and then Austin Reeves had 40. So a lot of guys playing similar to a guy like James Harden have been able to go over this line, and I like this spot. Again, turn back the clock, James Harden and the Golden State Warriors and the Clippers. We got a bunch of old dudes going at it like old times, and I think James Harden's going to show out tonight. So 34.5 PRA. I definitely like the isolation defense. I like his opportunity to score, get some assists, and all those different types of things. So just going for the full game for James Harden. Hopefully the thing stays close. It is a 2-point spread in favor of the Clippers, and I'm liking Harden today. If you want a few more data points, this is what he did in the regular season last year. Clippers definitely look a little bit more different, but maybe more weapons on some good nights for these old dudes. So Harden obviously able to go over this line very consistently. Head-to-head wasn't the most amazing thing in the world, but he did go over in 2 of the 4 games. Stayed under a few games, but he did have some big games. I would say defensively, the Golden State Warriors look a little bit different. They are running guys off the 3-point line last year, and their isolation defense was a little bit better. Going into this year, we can see that they're not as good on the perimeter. through 4 games. We can also see a lot of these guards are going over their lines, like I mentioned before. So I like the opportunity for him. I think this line's just a little bit too low. And again, like I mentioned a few times already, this is going to be, if this game was happening in 2017, this would be an instant classic with all the names on the court. Next thing I want to talk about here is going to be Cole Anthony going up against the New York Knicks. Now, I don't want to spend a ton of time on him because he is questionable with an illness. He missed last game, so if he doesn't play, it doesn't hurt us. But if he does play, I think we're getting a pretty good spot at this line. 3.5 assists, minus 114 on DraftKings. We can see what he did in 12 minutes against the Washington Wizards. Bad defense overall, but he had 9 potential assists, so I like him trying to dime the ball up. And then he followed that up with 27 minutes, earned some more minutes, and had 9 potentials and 7 assists against the Toronto Raptors. Now he gets the New York Knicks, definitely a difficult matchup. You see a whole lot of red there, but this isn't a very high line. And the second thing I'll mention is we can see guys like Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons, Lonzo Ball, they're getting their assist line, but they weren't scoring the ball very well. And you know that because they got a very good perimeter defense. So these guards, these guys getting defended by guys like OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, they're getting funneled and they're not being able to score the ball very much, but they also have to pass the ball a little bit. And if they're making the right reads like Cole Anthony has been so far this season, he could definitely rack up some assists pretty quick. So difficult matchup on paper, but I think when you think about how they play defense, they don't have Mitchell Robinson down low. Yes, they're not allowing a whole bunch of points in the paint right now or even assists in the paint right now. But at the same time, I think we can see a whole lot of opportunities for Cole Anthony if he's being guarded well to make the right pass, and as he has done so far this season. So not going to spend too much time on it, but I do like this play. It is an official video pick because I like the upside if he does play. And yeah, I'm liking this spot even in a difficult matchup. Minus 114 seems like a pretty good price for this. And then the last play here is going to be Keyshawn George over his points and assists line at 18.5, minus 125 on BetMGM right now. This goes hand in hand with our Quentin Grimes play. They kind of correlate. They're not like super related, but they're both overs in the same game. That just means we want guys on the court. We want this game to stay close, and that just means more minutes for our dudes. This is a 3.5 point spread with a 238.5 total, so hopefully a lot of shots, hopefully a lot of buckets, hopefully a lot of assist opportunities. And I think these guys to attack these early dudes that seem like they're getting better and better, whole lot of opportunity. The usage rate for this guy has been really through the roof. He looks like maybe the best player on the Washington Wizards right now, and he could be a blooming star with the usage rate I'm seeing. I think these are perfect guys to attack, especially coming off a bad game where they got blown out. It wasn't even really his fault. He had 5 assists on 9 potentials. He had 6 points in that game, only played 25 minutes. Hard to get things going in a blowout loss there. But the games before that, he dropped 34 points, had 4 assists. Then he dropped 21 points and had 4 assists. The points alone are getting this line done. And I think Keyshawn George an opportunity to get a lot of buckets and get a lot of assists potentially today as well. Just add the icing on the cake. So if they try to slow him down with the pick and roll ball handling that's been really, really weak, 49% of his points have come from pick and roll ball handling. 76ers so far in this young season, ranked dead last in that department. So if they maybe try to slow him down, maybe he starts, dialing up some assists, and that will going to help us too. So points and assists, I'm liking the combo here. He could also get some rebounds too, but I'm just liking the points and assists line, minus 125 BetMGM, and it's looking really, really good here. So coming off a bad game, the line probably drops a little bit. A younger dude kind of blossoming into his own. I think he could absolutely crush this line. So liking Keyshawn George, again, goes hand in hand with our Quentin Grimes play. Hopefully this game stays close. Hopefully the starter is getting more minutes, and he's projected for 33 minutes most on the team today right now. So again, I think he's probably the best player on this team as of right now, and he's looking like it through at least 2 games. You got to get rid of the blowout situation here. It's going to be tough to get your overs there. But I like Keyshawn George throughout the season, and I also like him in this matchup against the 76ers a whole lot. So that's going to do it for today's video. We're going to do a real quick recap in a second here of what we actually talked about, but wanted to remind you guys that Underdog Fantasy is doing this Play 5, Get $100 in fantasy funds. That's essentially if you go in there, sign up using code RICHPICKS or the link in the description down below. You play $5, they're going to load your account up with $100. That's $95 free dollars to mess around and bet with. And they've been giving us boosts literally every single day. We have a 30% boost you can use on anything. We have a 30% MLB boost. They have a 30% NHL boost. It's a really, really fun one to mess around with. And again, it's one of my favorite platforms to bet on. And also, I want to remind everyone, today is the last day that you can get into the Discord for free. I'm giving away a free month to anyone that wants to sign up using the link in the description down below. There's no strings attached. You just go in there, you use the link, and you sign up. And you sign up through DubClub, link your Discord account, and you're in for a free month. And you can check us out however you like. If you don't like us, go ahead and cancel it, but I think you will like us and hopefully stick around for the long haul. And we've been doing pretty well in October. I'll do my results at the end of October for how we did so far this year. That's going to do it for us. Again, here's the quick recap of what we talked about. Quentin Grimes over his rebounds, 3.5. I did 0.8 units on this. I'm also laddering up to 4.5 for some plus money at 0.3 units. We talked about James Harden over his 34.5 PRA, minus 120 for a unit. Cole Anthony is a questionable tag. I don't know if he's going to play or not, but if he does, I really like his 3.5 line, minus 114 on DraftKings. I think that's a steal. Then we got Keyshawn George over his 18.5 points and assists, minus 125 for another unit. So that's going to do it for us in this one. Thank you for watching. Again, if this video hits 150 likes, I'll go ahead and add another play in the pinned comment. We're 3 for 3 in our pinned comment plays, so definitely go ahead and hit that like button. If it gets to 300 likes, which we haven't done so far, but we've been close, I'll add a second pinned comment play, and we'll really test the limits of how good those pinned comment plays have been doing for us. Subscribe if you are new. Comment something down below. I love reading all the comments. And check out Props Madness. That was the tool I was using all throughout the video. So all links in the description down below. You're going to get a discount or a free square, or for Underdog, you're going to get that promotion bonus, $95 free. Definitely check out Underdog. All links in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Check us out on our Discord. Check me out on Twitter. All those good things. And good luck with all your bets. Hopefully you have a good day. Coming off a bad day, bounce back spot. We've still been green all throughout the entire season. We're up 2-point-something units early on through a week. So not too shabby. And we're going to try to continue to run that out. Bounce back spot. Let's get it tonight.